Welcome back to the show, everyone. Craig and Jonah here today. We may or may not have a listener in the background chatting with us. If you hear something or whatever, that may be one of our listeners. We're trying to incorporate some people in. Maybe he'll be able to live chat, but I think he may be following along. So anyway, so today's episode is so I texted Jonah yesterday, and I don't remember what I said. I think I said I found him.
You found the unicorn.
I found the unicorn, Jonah. Um, I found the guy that is apparently immune from all the stuff that you and I talk about.
Hard to believe.
I I would agree. That was my reaction. I told him, I said, Jonah's never going to believe that you
My thought was testicular injury. That was my first thought, honestly.
All right. What was your second thought? That he wasn't married.
One testicular injury. Second thought was both testicular. Two testicular injury.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
After that, I don't know.
Okay. Well, so I got on and of course, Jonah, of course, I teased him because he's like, he wants to know at all. So I gave him some.
Well, he said he had a method, and it's like, well, I mean, if he's got a method,
okay,
I want to hear it.
All right. Well, so I probed him. We talked for close to 2 hours. No, an hour. It was a long time.
Like on social media or in like over the phone?
A call. So I met.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So I met this guy on Twitter about a year ago, right before you and I started the podcast.
Okay.
I don't know if we had started recording yet, but I think I was on the hunt for like Adam Lane Smith at that time, and so it was really early on, and he may have had some glimpse into what we were doing here, but he's got, I don't want to give too much information because I invited him on, and he said not yet, although if he listens to this and I misstate enough things, maybe he'll have to come on.
That's true, to defend himself or whatever.
Yeah, so I'm not going to purposely misstate things. I just have poor memories, so
yeah. And we'd love to talk about this. I don't know.
Yeah. So
because it's probably the most valuable information you could give a Catholic guy, I think.
Well, after you hear the whole story, you may not find this all that valuable.
Don't let me down.
All right. So this guy, I don't know how we got talking. I knew back when I talked to him last spring that he was maybe Catholic or going to be Catholic, and he had a prior relationship or marriage and had a child, and now he was with a new person and he was married. Good. Sounds a little familiar with this guy we interviewed a few weeks ago. And but he's he's sort of these mindset coaches, and he's kind of men's coaches. I think he's maybe former military.
How old is he?
So according to him, he's 38.
Okay.
So he's
right in our age range.
Yeah. But according to his self-description, he's in prime physical shape, really good health.
Okay. And
claims the ladies are constantly after him, which I can't relate to that. Don't know what that's like.
Those are some bold claims there.
Yeah, he's very confident.
Yeah.
So
all right.
So anyway,
I'm interested.
All right. So I told him about the podcast, and I said, "So are you Catholic?" Because I had a recollection. Yeah, not only is he Catholic, they're traditional Catholics now. Okay. Pius X Catholics.
I don't know what that means really, but that's funny.
All right. Well, schismatic maybe.
Oh, so that conservative.
So the
like
society
the SSPX.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not going to get into a debate about
how,
but
I know what they are.
He's there, which is quite a transformation, because I don't think he was. I'm not even sure he was actively as a Catholic as of last year we talked, but now he's full bore. He's all the way on the trad side now.
All right.
And so I was like, all right. So I told him a little bit about our podcast, and I kind of told him, more or less the genesis of this and the struggles that Catholic men have, and specifically with solo type stuff. And I says, so you deal with any of that? No. I was skeptical.
Yeah.
But I wanted to hear more. So I says, and of course, in his former life, he struggled with that
Then
stuff.
just cut it out cold turkey, yeah.
That's so he claims. Now
My spidey sense is tingling.
he claimed at one point he was into this whole seed retention stuff, whatever.
All
Which
right, the no fap thing, yeah.
I'd love to talk to him about that. Like
Yeah.
he claims it's legit. I think he said he's on the carnivore diet now.
Okay.
So he's talking about he's like, I just trained my mind to get around that. Now, this I think started in between relationships. So I think he was a single guy at the time.
Okay.
So he was, sort of, he had a period where he was single and doing with his stuff.
I will say the seed retention thing works great for me as long as it's less than a week.
5 days. I'm just killing it.
Yep, I'm right there with you.
He mentioned that he had a couple times we made it 30 days.
Okay.
Which he was pretty proud of.
That is something to be proud of.
Yeah. So,
but he was single.
I think he was single at that time. So then I think he found this new woman, much younger than him. Not sure. I think that matters. You'll hear the more of the story. I think she's in her late 20s.
Oh, okay.
So she's younger than him. And so they've been married a few years, I believe. And I think he has a prior child from his original relationship. And I think they have 2 and are expecting number 3, or they have 1 expecting number 2. I'm not sure.
Okay.
So
so is the moral of the story eat meat and marry a younger woman?
According to him, yes. And
all right.
And to be very financially secure beforehand. That was a key part of it. So
okay.
he claims he's very financially secure and that his seed is in demand.
Okay. So one, how did he become financially independent? Or, I
don't know if that was the military. He's kind of an entrepreneur from what I can tell. He's into the coaching stuff. Like, I don't know.
Okay. All right.
I said, well, I can't help you. I married when I was poor and we stayed poor for a long time. And I think that's the trajectory that most Catholics end up on.
I think that's fair to say. Yeah. Okay.
So I said, I'm listening to this. I said, I feel like I'm the guy I'm kind of beyond hope. Maybe the next generation, maybe my kids can benefit from this guy. But I listened. I let him talk.
Sure.
So he said, I think he was sort of already on this trajectory, but he's a red pill type guy.
So what does that mean?
Very much like asserting, like feels like men and masculinity has been unfairly maligned in society, and men are kind of cowering and not asserting themselves and allowing women to run their lives. Basically, I think on the extreme end of things, it's very anti-woman.
Okay.
He denies that he's anti-woman, but you can judge for yourself.
All right.
So I think he was already on that trajectory before he really became Catholic, and certainly before he became SSPX, and found this younger woman. And according to him, and I'll have to pull this up. I didn't write it down, but I'm pretty sure this book. But he made her read a book before he would marry her.
No kidding.
And the book, I believe, is called The Surrendered Wife: A Practical Guide to Finding Intimacy, Passion, and
Oh, balls.
So I didn't follow any of this.
Okay, all right.
So yeah, so she had
wrote this? Laura Doyle.
Yeah, it's a, I believe this is the book, and if it's not, it's one of these submissive wife type things. But she had to read this.
Are the Spark notes available for this? Because I don't know if I can read the whole thing.
Yeah, I don't know. How long is it? Maybe
I can read a sample there, but I don't know. I'm skeptical of where this is going.
I know this is unfortunately 288 pages. This isn't going to help you and me. We're too far into this.
If I gave that to my wife, I don't know how that'd go, but it wouldn't be good.
I already floated the idea with my wife, and I got bad reviews to his approach.
But she hasn't given it a chance.
No, yeah, I got directions to the couch and everything.
I wonder how you handle that. These guys that say they order their house differently.
Yeah,
I'm just wondering how they would deal with this.
So I asked him. I said, "So you're SSPX? Are you a fan of the marital debt?" He's like, "Oh yeah."
Oh, so this is where it's going.
This is where it's going.
Oh gosh.
So I said,
You're right, it's such a letdown.
oh,
No advice.
I'm sorry.
Oh my
I
gosh.
kind of tricked you into this.
You did. But okay, well, it's interesting that he does utilize the marital debt. How does that go for him? Now I see why I just want to talk about it. I'm sorry.
Well, he was more than happy to talk about this, and I said, so okay, so I got to know, how frequently are you having it? About 5 times a week.
The thing is that could be really fucked up. Like, I mean, I don't even know what to say, because like there's just such a chance that could be a really bad situation, but he's, championing it.
Yeah. JD, he's chatting. He's like, hearing order my wife differently didn't sit right with me or my wife. Yeah, neither us either.
Yeah.
But that's the approach. So I said, so like 5 times, and here I was pretty proud. I was bragging about
my couple times a week or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that didn't. So I was like, all right, well, I said, you're already like a unicorn and unrelatable to most of us.
But do you think that is common just with the super traditional folks?
Well, I got to thinking about that, and I don't want to piss off all the trads, although there's no trads listening to this anyway, so why not?
Matt, they can come on the show and talk about
it. There does seem to be this attraction of sort of this red-pilled kind of toxic masculinity toward extreme traditionalism.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know. This is the second guy in a few weeks that kind of fits this mold.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't see that coming. To be honest, so when you asked him about it, did you ask him like if she's always interested, or
he said she's always interested? But okay. He said the key is to make sure that she knows you have more options than she does. So if this doesn't work out, you've got a place to go and she doesn't.
See, this is all really messed up.
I was kind of getting pissed at this guy. I was like, you are kind of crazy, man.
So that's really messed up.
Yep. No.
I mean, what do you think he means when he says that he has more options than she does, as far as like monetary? He holds the money and he holds the houses in his name or whatever. He controls everything. It's a control game.
I think it's a combination of that, and he keeps himself in very good shape, goes to the gym a lot, and has lots of options after her if she's unwilling to. And the way he says it, well, this is what she agreed to sign up for.
Oh.
And maybe he went. Maybe they had a whole onboarding process, training, contract. I don't know. Maybe he got her to sign something ahead of time.
Wow.
So
that's just messed up. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't even know your name, sir, but it just enforcing the marital debt or using it like that is really messed up. Like, there's no way that God would want sex to be like that. I just don't see it that way. Maybe, I mean, I just can't imagine that is how sex was supposed to happen within marriage.
But he claims, and I says, does she come to, how do you know she's not going to just come to resent this? He's like, she won't, because this is allowing her to live out her full feminine side. So he claims that if
the guy's name David Koresh? Boy, if he does hear this, he's gonna get mad.
But he's a tough guy.
But really,
yeah, I'll give you Jonah's address when he comes after me. I'm not very fast, and I'm not very good at fighting, but I'm kind of big and pudgy and hard to like grapple with. So, so I said,
this just has all the makings of some sort of person in charge of a cult, really. Well, and that is kind of what I think that's how some people view, the ultra traditional portion of the church.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I I really didn't think that. I mean, I suspected this type of approach existed out there, but I really didn't think it did. Like even in the traditional circles, but I don't know. I was sort of horrified by this, and it takes a lot to horrify this guy.
Yeah, it makes me pretty uncomfortable too that you're gonna basically leverage your wife like that.
He swears, and I think this is the whole red pill theory, is that this is the way God designed it. Men are supposed to be leaders, and women are supposed to be, I don't know what term to use. What fully feminine is to be in a certain relationship with her husband. And who I don't know, buddy. Good luck. I mean, I guess it's working.
He's divorced once or whatever, whatever his relationship was prior.
I said, so what's the longest you've had to go since you got married? He said, well, I've been gone 5 days a few times. So
okay, what about after they have kids though?
Well, I kind of probed him on that a little bit, and he didn't specify, but he threw out, I give her 2 weeks.
Oh,
now I don't know if he. I told that to my wife, and I can't repeat what my wife said.
Well, yeah, I mean that's a extremely compassionate man, no doubt. Oh,
He was like, I was like, well, he's like, we all know that they fake headaches and stuff like that.
Oh,
I was laughing at this point in time. I told my wife that, and gosh, so
that must have been eye-opening. Like
it was eye-opening, and I kept telling him, you got to come on the show. We got to be able to record this conversation because no one's going to believe it.
Yeah,
no one's going to believe you exist.
Yeah,
but
I don't even know what to say because I just think there's just no way that's the right way. I just don't see it as being the right way to do it.
No, I want to be fair to this guy. So the one thing he said, they had to have 11-week period where they went without because they were not married in the church, and so they had to go. They got they got married in the SSPX, and so they got their.
So is that valid?
Apparently, they get a marriage certificate from the diocese. So I don't know how that works, but so they basically lived like cousins or brother and sister for 11 weeks. He said he was the master of his domain, but his wife really struggled through that.
Huh.
So that's a long time.
That is a long time. So give him that. Give him credit where credit's due.
Yeah. So I don't want to give the total misimpression, but I told him, I said, yeah, if you're getting busy 5 times a week, I think there's every guy can manage that without these problems.
Yeah, I would.
And if you can't, you've got some sort of disorder that.
Although intimacy is always better when your wife is interested, so I'm not sure what that would look like.
He claims she is. He claims she's. I don't know. I says, well, maybe.
How long have they been married or whatever?
Like 3 years, okay. I think. No NFP. They're gonna just whatever God gives them.
If he won't come on the show, we should talk to her.
I love it. Well,
I know if she is, living her totally feminine life, that maybe she will not. She wouldn't want to go on a show like this. I don't know.
If you hear this show, create a burner account and email us. I will maintain secrecy. Even if he's beaten Jonah to a pulp, I will not. I will not even spare Jonah's life to keep your information secret. We would love to talk to you.
That is wild, man.
So, but then we got talking about that whole seed retention thing and stuff, and he started talking about how, oh yeah, this is my body's thing. I don't want to waste it and all this and that. And I'm thinking, sex 5 times a week, buddy. Like, so don't tell me that crap. Like,
yeah,
I think that's thing that single guys or whatever tell themselves to convince themselves this is a worthy plight they're in. But just like this guy, I was like, you, first of all, there's no hope for me. I mean,
You're set in your ways.
I'm content with what I've got built now, and my marriage has never been better, and I'm not going to go screw with that, even if.
Yeah.
And there's no like my what we started out poor, and we've been poor most of our marriage. We've had our kids along the way, and we're just
He knows you have no other option.
that's what I told him. I says, look, she knows there's no one coming for me. She's got all the leverage here.
Yeah, I would say too that both of us are definitely not in marriages where well, we might be in the minority ownership or like power in
well
some degree.
And what's so freaky about it is, I think you and I, with what we have now and the intimacy we have, are already in a very, I don't want to say exclusive club, but we're very blessed. Like, there's a lot of people
for sure
in marriages that would really kill, I think, for what we're able to do. And then he's kind of off in the stratosphere somewhere.
Through a weird manipulation technique. I mean, I'm not sure you can be happy with yourself about that. Like, I don't know, but I guess it's a psychology thing where
it's all mindset. He's like, oh, you can train your mind and stuff like that. And of course, I think he's trying to sell me coaching and stuff. And I'm just like, I don't even know if we get the time machine, I go back and hook my old self up with this guy. Like, I don't really have any interest in any of this.
Yeah, I don't either.
I mean, we're to the point now where things improved in our relationship when my wife understood better what intimacy means to me and all that. And she's not approaching it from a marital debt standpoint, but a genuine desire to help me be my best self, because I think she understands that me being my best self makes me a better husband and help me to her.
A better marriage.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's a similar endpoint. I mean, I think that's kind of the way he was trying to justify it, is it allows the man to be the best man that he can be, and he's going to be a better provider, and the wives understand that. But I don't know. That's I think our roadmaps look very differently. And I told him, I says, I just at first blush, I'm really having a hard time reconciling your approach in my Catholic faith. Like, I don't know. I can't square those. Yeah. And I can reconcile a lot of things with my Catholic faith, but that's not one of them.
Yeah, especially when you have to let her know that you have other options like that. I don't know. That makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, maybe if I had other options, I would think differently about it. I have no poker face when it comes to that stuff. My wife could see right through that.
I'll call your bluff.
Yeah. All right, let's call him right now.
She's got all the cards.
So anyway, well, maybe, hey, there's time for Christmas. Maybe I'll get my wife that book and see what she thinks. Maybe we should read it. Yeah. We should read it around our wives and just see what they say.
I'd be interested in reading it.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'll order a copy. I don't see how much it was. It was $17 for paperback, $15 for Kindle, but I tend to read paperbacks. So we'll see. So you guys, if you want me to buy and read that, you're going to have to leave comments or something. Give us a like or something like that. So that's the unicorn, Jonah.
All right. Well,
sorry he's not helpful to us.
Looking for a different unicorn, I think. There must be another somewhere.
Yeah. So anyway, well, thank you to JD for chatting with us. Hopefully we can do more of that going forward. So hope everyone is well. Thank you, Jonah. Until next time, everyone.
You bet. Bye.
Have a good one.